one of the concerns, obviously, is how to detect when people are sick. We want to bring in Gary Strahan. He's founder and CEO of Infrared Cameras Incorporated. This is a company that manufactures thermoscan cameras that can detect sick people. Gary, good to have you here with us this morning.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
I think this is kind of mind-boggling to some of us. You think that these thermoscan cameras can actually detect, and they have been used to detect when people are ill?
Absolutely. The cameras see radiated energy emitted from the human body, and so we use them in screening in airports internationally to detect fever.
Okay.
It can't actually detect the Ebola virus, but it can, in fact, detect fever.
And that's the difference, right? Because as Sanjay will talk to us and has talked to us about, you have to screen for it with a blood test. But if someone is sick with a fever, which is one of the symptoms of Ebola, so let's jump ahead. I want to show you a picture. You took this picture and brought it for us.
Exactly.
Now, this is a male, and he is healthy.
Exactly.
No fever here.
No fever there. That's exactly right. In the image, the dark, the green areas are cool. The red and white areas, as you'll see maybe in the next image, are much warmer. So this is an individual of what a normal male would look like.
It makes sense because we think of green as slightly cooler, as red as a hothead. That's where, and this would be normal, a normal human being. So then let's look, contrast. Somebody who, this is you.
This is
me.
Were
you sick?
Yes, absolutely. I actually had a stomach virus, and I took an image of myself, and you can actually see the white areas right here are hotter, elevated temperatures. On the human face, the warmest areas on the human face are at the tear duct.
Isn't that interesting?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Yes.
And our noses, and explain why, because we were all joking about Chris's nose being so green.
Your nose is cool because you're actually breathing.
Oh, that makes sense. It's a cooling system.
So it's a cooling system. The human body emits copious amounts of infrared light. And so the cameras actually see that light that's given off or emitted, and it hits the sensor in the camera and actually is converted into a temperature measurement.
You brought the device with us. Let's come on over here and take a look at this. I think it's really amazing. So you've talked to us about how the colors change, and you have the camera pointing at our camera, guys, a little back and forth. And if we look on the big screen, again, this is live. You can see the areas of exposed skin, the fellas' heads and their hands are the hottest.
Exactly. So in the image again, the color palette, and I'm just going to very quickly switch to another screen, this rainbow palette right here, dark is cold and white is hot. And we actually can adjust this screen, and we can actually change the image. We can make it darker, we can make it lighter.
So then let me ask you, these are healthy men.
That's correct.
I assume they are. These are healthy men.
Yes.
If they were sick, it would be even more intensely red?
Absolutely. If they were sick, and if I lower the level and span down, we can actually make them look hot, falsely. Okay, the actual temperature measurement is here. You can actually see the area max.
And then you can see the temperature.
And so you're actually doing a readout within this area box. This one on the screen is actually giving you a minimum, average, and maximum temperature within an area.
So then if you were using this at an airport, it would be one person at a time.
Exactly.
They would be screened. You'd have what would be average, what would be high, and then you'd also have some sort of alarm or alert if the person was quite ill?
Exactly. For example, if I take the area box and I put this around something that's more than 100 degrees, we would actually alarm. You can see the system going into alarm.
Okay. And that would alert authorities.
It's picking up the light in the background. Yes, that would pick up authorities.
Turned it's okay. We're having tech issues here. So quickly, let me ask you, once they determine this is a person that is sick, what would happen? They would be separated and quarantined?
Yes, they would be separated, quarantined, and likely given a blood test.
Okay.
So they would likely be given a blood test, you know, from the system because the only way the Ebola virus could be detected is by a blood test.
Let's bring back in Dr. Sanjay Gupta. Sanjay, to me, this seems like it would be a really important tool, especially when you have people coming into the country, but it's not being widely used in the United States. Why is that?
Well, you know, I mean, obviously with some of these things, as with any public health thing, you want to make sure that you're getting a test that is both sensitive and specific. It sounds like this is pretty sensitive just based on what you were describing, but obviously people have temperature or fever for lots of different things. And so, you know, how much do you want to actually be pulling people, doing blood tests, even quarantining for a period of time? Also with Ebola, the fever is like, for example, 101.5 is considered a fever with Ebola. I'm not sure if Gary can comment, but that's a specific number. Can it quantify just how much of a fever the person has?
Can they do that, Gary? Can it quantify just how much of a fever the person has?
Yes, it can quantify.
It can pinpoint it.
It can pinpoint and quantify the temperature, the surface temperature of the person. Now, we're not measuring core temperature, we're measuring surface temperature.
Right.
Surface temperature is typically going to be actually lower.
A little cooler than the core temperature.
A little cooler than the core temperature.
Right.
Just as you put a mercury thermometer in your mouth,
right.
It takes a couple of minutes for it to hit the actual core temperature of that individual.
Interesting use of this technology. We really appreciate you bringing it down to let us see it for ourselves. Gary Strahan, we appreciate it. And as always, Dr. Sanjay Gupta, we appreciate your voice of reason in all of this, and we'll be following it along with you as this Ebola outbreak continues.